I'm Tamika D. Mallory.
And it's your boy Mysonne the General.
We are your host of TMI.
Tamika and Mysonne's information, truth, motivation, and inspiration.
New name, new energy, but
same old us.
What's up, Mysonne Linda? How you doing?
I'm black, blessed, and highly favored. Tamika Mallory, how you doing today?
I'm on holiday, slightly on holiday. I'm trying to be all the way on the holiday break, but it's kind of hard to get there because some people just never stop working and people just think that you're supposed to just be active all the time. Y'all people don't believe in like it's December, it's the beginning of real colds. We should be taking a break and like people relaxing. It doesn't work like that. So I'm between getting rid of a cold, which is still really bad, probably a flu, and on the other hand, trying to be in the holiday, and then on like the third hand, which is like all my hands, feet, and head, I probably have the most work that I've done in 6 months right now. So I don't even know how this is working, but it's kind of like,
Well, I think for me, I think we're in such a recession, and I'd be scared to just be broke and poor.
Oh my Lord, don't say poor. Poor is.
Well, I just feel like because people are really like, is there people who have nothing? Like the level of conversations and text messages that I get from people who have nothing, and I'd be like, yo, I need to constantly be able to create some level of revenue so that if worse come to worse and they shut everything down and this and that, that bills get paid. So I don't have the luxury to do holiday all the way. Like I just don't feel like I have the luxury. I want to do it. I want to be able to just sit there and chill. I just don't feel like it. I just feel like there's this urgency in the air. Like everybody I talk to senses it. You don't know where the next dollar and this and that. So I'm just out here trying to figure out ways to make sure that bills get paid and kids still have soccer and all the things that needs to be done. So I think that's my mentality at
Well,
this point.
I do think though there's something to be said about like your creative flow comes from having time for rest and respite. Like that is important. And I think restoring the mind, the body, and all the pieces is very important in order for you to show up with fresh ideas. I can tell when I'm really tired. For instance, when I was doing an interview the other day and I found it difficult to finish my sentences. Like I was trying to skip through my thoughts as quick as possible because all I could think about is that my head was pounding just earlier. It wasn't at that moment, but I knew early I wasn't feeling too well. And I have so much going on. I got all these reports due and just financial stuff and an audit, and it's just so much happening at one time that I was finding myself not being as crystal clear as I'm used to. And that has a lot to do with the amount of time that you spend resting, because rest is also a part of how you attract money. It's and not just money, but you attract like positive things. Your body has to be rested, your mind has to be rested. You have to be able to recognize opportunity in front of you and also be able to navigate troubled waters. Over the last couple of days, a number of people have contacted me saying, oh, they've been being attacked, such as we have, by the right wing press about our appointments to the Mamdani transition team. And as they've been hitting me up, they've been like, what do you think I should say? Or I wrote this statement or whatever. And I have to remind people that actually we're supposed to not say anything. Not because the Mamdani team is saying don't say anything, but because we already know that that's what these folks are looking for. Is once you speak, then that gives them another article, and then it's 6 articles later, and you down in a rabbit hole with people who have nothing else to do but to try to skew every word you say against you and the progress that you're attempting to achieve. And as I'm reminding people, they're like, oh, yeah, yeah, that's right, that's right. We are supposed to try to stay focused on the work. So I feel like part of that is also because, you know, in order for you to be focused on that, you can't be agitated and all over the place. You have to be able to know who you are, what value you bring to the table. You got to be able to know that it passes over time. They go to attacking the next group of people, and that comes from having a spirit of calm, and calmness comes from a spirit of rest. So I think that rest is okay. I think money is good, but you can't, your hat can't be hung on that.
No, I respect it. I just think that in this time there are a lot of people who are just trying to figure out different things. So for me, especially as being, a breadwinner in your family and in just pretty much in your community, and people look to you for so many resources. And then when you realize resources be dwindling down, it's like, I can't not have, because there are people who don't have levels of understanding that I have, right? I deal with people in our communities that will resort to different levels of maintaining than I will, and I understand that. So it's like I have to. I'm protecting their peace. I'm protecting their safety. All types of things. So there's a lot of weight on my shoulders in this moment. So I try. Like, I love to rest. I love to just, but understanding that when somebody calls you, that probably wouldn't call you, and they need $200 and $300, is and that that these people that wouldn't call you for a dime. It's just like, whoa, we rough, and not to be able to have it for 5 and 6 different people that might call you for the same different thing. And then they have to try to figure out certain things. And some of them are returning citizens, who are coming home. And I don't want them to resort back to their comfort zone or what they know how to do. So, it's just a lot for me. But
It's a big responsibility to carry that. And that makes me think of my thought of the day. I posted something the other day and I said, I know a lot of people are struggling, and I'm one of those people I'm blessed, but nevertheless, I feel the strain also. And I said, I don't have any money. Like, so it's no sense in asking. And for the most part, well, actually, overwhelmingly, the response was kind of scary, of people who are like, seriously, like, I don't have a dime. Like, please stop asking me. It was really a lot of people. And so I started asking folks, like, wait a minute, you're experiencing it too? Because I'm like, I know that there are some people who did not appreciate my post. It wasn't many, but I saw people like, oh, we're supposed to give until we have nothing, and that's when God restores you. And
really,
I saw people posting or responding, being like, you're privileged, and therefore, you shouldn't speak like this. And I'm like, but if the overwhelming response on the other side of that let me know that there's like a universal feel of people who are like, everybody asking you for this and that and that and this and that and that and this is too much. My thing is that I don't have a problem giving. And I'm always going to give. Because even though I said that, 5 minutes after I posted, somebody sent me something that I care about, that I'm like, I'm going to sacrifice. My issue is the people who don't work, the people who, even if they do work, they're always in need of something. They always need something. They always have an issue. They always have something going on where they need help, or they need this, or they sending you a cash app request or whatever. And my thing is, your time, you need to figure something else out. That's not going to work for these, because I understand that it's only going to get worse. And so in this time period, it doesn't make any sense for people to think that the way for them to address the hard times that they're experiencing is to lean on other people who are also just making it themselves. As a single woman who maintains the majority, not everything, but the majority of my stuff on my own, it is not helpful to me that people think Oh, just go ask Tamika. And the funny thing is, I heard somebody say it was a meme that said people will spend their money on everything they want to do and then come ask you for what they need to do. So they will get all the money from you for the things that the important
The
things that they have
fun.
to do.
Oh yeah,
But
they
then
get
for themselves, they've enjoyed, they went to
fun.
dinner, they went on vacation, and then when they finish all of that and the
Yo, I need
mortgage
to
is
pay my
due or
rent.
the rent is due
Yo, can I
or
get
whatever the
yeah.
case may be, then they come to you. That is not a solution for your
It's
life.
not a fair solution.
It's not you. The amount of times in a year that you should ask anybody for anything should be limited to maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
Maybe once or twice. Two times is like, okay, everybody got has a situation where they got to move things around. They might need a little support. But when you get to three, four, five times of I need to hold a few dollars or I need to whatever, that's ridiculous. It just shouldn't be. So for me, for the causes that I believe in, I'm still going to continue to do that until, which hopefully it never comes a time where I can't. For people that I know that's really, really hustling, they really throwing down, they got two kids and they doing their thing and they never really ask anybody for anything and they going through it, I'm willing to support. But if you a person who's of able mind and you a strong body, able mind, and for years and years and years, you always in a bind or a situation where you need to go ask somebody to help bail you out or do this for you or do that, it's not your time. It's not your time. You need to figure out, just like the rest of us, how to work, hustle, struggle, do whatever you have to do because it is not a viable solution to think that you could continue to lean on other people in the midst of a recession and people trying to figure out where they don't have contracts, they losing money, different things are happening. No, it's not that. And by the way, if you live somewhere, you got a roof over your head, you got food on the table, you might not be able to do that other thing. The show you want to do, the event you might want to go to, all of us are having to shift and adjust that. And I just think that people need to level set. They need to get their mind in the right place, that money is not circulating as it has in the past. And yes, we should support one another. We should come together, but we should not allow or we should not use asking other people and leaning on other people, especially single women, as a way to survive, because it's not going to work. And I'm telling you, I don't have it, so the answer is just automatically no. My homegirl said, my homegirl wrote, I have absolutely no money in the comment section. I have
Yeah.
absolutely no money because we don't have it. We don't have it.
That's
And
right.
that's exactly why I ain't buying it. I'm not buying anything because we don't have it.
I mean, you pretty much, mirrored my sentiments because that's pretty much what I would say. I don't have it, but it hurts not to have it, right? It's scary to know
It
that
doesn't even hurt me.
it hurts me
It
not
doesn't
to have.
hurt me.
I think it hurts me not to have it because for so long I have had it. So when you don't have it, that means that your basic level of necessities are depleting because that's become levels of necessity. Certain things I knew, okay, people gonna need this, they can call boom boom. When you don't have that, that means certain levels are depleting. That means you have less than you normally have. So that means that the possibility of you having less than that is right around the corner.
Son, it is not a necessity
Uh-huh.
to hold on or to give out money to people who need every day.
Well, if
That is
that's part,
not a
but the thing,
necessity.
because the thing, I hear what you're saying, but if that becomes part of your expenses, right? If you factor certain things into your expenses monthly or weekly or whatever, and you no longer have the money for those certain things because I factor in that, like I said, I'm pretty much the main breadwinner of my family and the people around me. So when people need certain things and I'm able to give them, even if it's just a loan, this and that, I factor those things in. So when those things are no longer there, then you realize that your little nest egg is depleting. So that means that it's the next stage is you ain't got it for you. So
No.
that's
Let
how
me
I see
let
it
me
for me.
help you because you're
Okay.
confused. You're confused.
Okay.
if you have excess money, it should be going towards saving for yourself and your children. Okay.
Hmm.
The- Everybody, the only people around you that should be able to come to you for support and need things regularly that you budgeted in are your children. And even that, after a certain period of time, you need to set them up with a foundation. They need to be able to go on and do what they have to do. But I support children, I support elderly people, and I support women with children who work hard every day and they hustling and trying to figure it out. If you are a grown, able body, especially man, let me tell you something. It's plenty to do. It's plenty to do. They should come over here and ask me, because in a couple of weeks when the snow start, I'm looking for somebody out the window. My head be out the window like, hey, over here, shovel. When the leaves is out there, come and sweep it up. Every Sunday, we have garbage on Sundays and Wednesdays. You come out there, pack that garbage up, put them boxes outside. I got you. It's a way to make money. My family's from Alabama. I know about the hustle because I watched my family members and the way in which they hustle. There was no nest egg hustle, no money on the side for nobody to give nobody. You had to go out there and kill it, come back and clean it, cook it, and eat it up. That's the way it goes. And I'm sorry, I know people might feel, but it don't bother me because I know who I am. And I know that my heart and my generosity goes far. And it's because people have been generous to me, people support me. And so I'm not confused about that. And I don't feel no way. I'm saying that there are some people that the harder things get for them, they tune up the request. It's like, yo, I need this, I need that. When people start sending you Cash App requests, that's when you gotta say enough.
It's right.
So if you have extra money to give, you should probably take it and put it into making college funds, make it increasing the college fund, increasing the fund for a little apartment once your children are in college, your grandson, like that's what you need to do. You don't have no obligation to help people that's grown, able-bodied individuals.
You're right. I'm not saying is. I'm just saying that there is just a level of um obligation I have to myself.
Well, some people say that they put a little bit of money aside, and that
Yeah.
little bit is for family and friends
Yeah.
problems or issues,
And
and when they run out.
the thing for me is I know they really hurting. It's not like they just calling me.
I with that. I
So
support that.
that's what it is for me. It's like, damn, I don't want to be able to, I don't want to have to tell you no, because I know that you actually probably really need. It's some people that call me that don't call often. They don't just utilize the call. So when you hear them calls, like, damn, I really want to be help you, but I really can't. And it's
That's
like,
not the people I'm talking about.
yeah, but I'm
That's
I'm
not the
not
people
saying
I'm
who
talking
you
about.
talking about. I'm just saying what I'm talking about. I'm
Okay.
just saying there's not. It's like with the exception of your kids and pretty much family things you have to do. I'm talking about. I always pretty much have been in a position that if a person I haven't spoke to in a while calls like, "Yo, I need such and such," and I'm like, "All right, cool." You know what I'm saying? And being able to front you and be like, "All right, just get that back to me when you can."
They
But
never get it back.
I
It
mean, they
never
probably do.
happens.
Some
That's
of
the
them give it
thing.
back, but they take a long time, and you just got to understand that's the reality of what it is.
Yeah. I listen. I don't think, I don't know. It's only one person that we know, the same person that no matter what, even when you don't want it back, they gonna give it back. There's only one person I know like that. Other than that,
Yeah, people trying to weasel their way out of it. They
I
want
mean,
you to
they
say,
just say it. It's like a natural thing to say, let me borrow.
"Yep,"
But
and then
that's because that's what they use everywhere they go. Let me borrow. Borrowing is not a
right.
real thing. It's not. It's
It's
not a real
not
thing because you already in the hole. So how are you going to borrow some more money?
borrow when you. The thing I always say: don't let nobody borrow nothing that you can't afford to
Okay,
lose.
give it. I
You
say
know?
no. When people ask me to borrow, I be like, listen, I'm not, don't worry about it. I'm giving it to you.
No,
That's
I
it.
borrow, and the thing is this: I need you to understand that once you say that you borrow something from me and you don't pay back, you can't get nothing else from me. If you say, "Yo, I need something," cool. But once you say I'm borrowing, I'm gonna give this back on this date, or just give me such and such. And even if the date moves, but if you don't make any effort to return my money at all, like you ain't piecing me off this and that, because that shows good faith. It shows that you have levels of integrity. Because I don't want to go to sleep owing nobody. There's no way that I'm gonna borrow something from you and not try to do everything possible to repay you. It might take me a little bit of time. I say, y'all got $100 here, 250, whatever it is. I want to get you back your money because that is the integrity in me. That's the man in me. I don't want no other man to be able to look at me and say that my word didn't amount to nothing and that they did something for me and I didn't live up to what I said. So that's just who I am. But I understand everybody is not like that. And I had to learn that because I took a lot of losses. Like, okay, you gonna get back when? All right, cool. And then that come around, they be like, they got another side chick.
You lend money like Susu. You think it's coming back. And I don't do it. I just don't. I mean, I just give it away. And I give away thousands of dollars in a
It's
year.
rough.
It's just a regular thing. And I have no problem with it. I'd be happy to do it. But I know who needs it and who just I know everybody needs it, by the way. It's not that they don't need it. It's that they do. But my problem is the fact that you've been needing it before the recession.
And you
And you
waited to
still need
now
it.
to
At
get
some
what you
point, we
need
got to
for
put a
this.
stop to this. You
Well,
got
yeah,
to
you
figure
got
out.
and you got to not only do we got to put stuff, you have to create an avenue for revenue.
Yes. Yes.
An
So
avenue for revenue.
an avenue for revenue. So, anywho, yeah, that's my thought of the day. There's no money. There's no money to borrow. There's no money to give. There's no money to let me hold something. We don't have it
Hold.
right now.
Let me
And
hold.
we all in it together. So, unless it's really, really serious, you should probably just figure out how to adjust because I am figuring out how to adjust to meet the moment. We ain't got no money and we ain't buying no excess shit. We just don't want it. We don't need it. I don't need
I'm so
anything.
glad we ain't buying nothing, man. This is the best thing for me. Ain't buying it is the best thing for me right now. I love it.
So today we have an incredible interview, and it's not long enough. It's literally not long enough, and it
This is true.
is of our friend John Hope Bryant, who's talking about the economy. It's funny because I didn't even think about the fact that like this. My thought of the day was going to lean into or lead into the interview that we did with him a couple of weeks ago as a part of this It Ain't What It Supposed to Be series. I think that John Hope Bryant is obviously one of the most prolific financial literacy experts of our time. He and I don't always agree on different issues, which makes it really good. But one thing we do agree on, and one thing that I agree on, is that he's a very successful man who understands money, relationships, and building power. And
This is true.
today, we get to show you all an interview that we did with him. He came to New York after being delayed in his flights during the government shutdown. I mean, so much that he did to come and spend time with us and committed to a part two so that we could continue talking about the difference between what we're posting online and what's really real, what's really happening in our day-to-day lives. And the bridge between success and not being successful because we don't know how to be careful with monitoring our money. I don't know if we got a chance to ask him, does he give away a lot of money to friends and family? We got to do that
I
on the
don't think we
next
did.
show.
Yeah, we need to do that. I don't think we did though.
Yeah. So we got that's something for part two is we want to know, do you just let people have money just because they call you up and say, I need it, and you say, oh, I have a nest egg for folks who may be going through things, because maybe I should call them and ask them to help me. But anywho, y'all check this out. John Hope Bryant is up next. We have a pre-taped interview with him. It ain't what it supposed to be. He's dropping gems. It was powerful, and there's going to be a part two.
All right, family. So, by the way, we've got a friend on again.
Yes,
We
yes.
love to have our friends to join us. And welcome back to It Ain't What It Posts to Be, where we peel back the online filters and talk about what's really real. Today, we're joined by someone who's been preaching, teaching financial truth, financial literacy, and it's long before it's been trending. Okay. He is an entrepreneur, a wealth builder, and a best-selling author, and also our brother in the movement, John Hope Bryant. He's y'all's favorite. Y'all love to see John Hope Bryant.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And thank you so much, John, for joining us today.
What do you mean, thank you? You told me to be here.
I know.
That wasn't much of a choice.
We admire your work so much. And while we're talking about this topic of it ain't what it supposed to be, there was no one that we could think of as a better guest to come in and to shed some light on the glitter that we see online, but the real truth behind all of that is that even a successful person has had some struggles, right? And we know the times that we're in today. Anybody who doesn't know isn't paying attention. We've got to do things differently. And you're the guy to talk about it. So we're going to get into a great conversation today. We want you to take us back to before the millions, the many millions, before your titles and your books and your influence. Who was John Hope Bryant?
First of all, honored to be with you and my son. You're a credit to the culture. You're both making smart sexy.
Thank you.
We've made dumb sexy for way too long. We've dumbed down and celebrated it, and now it's time to make smart sexy again.
That's right.
It takes. Quincy Jones says it takes about, God rest his soul, told me it takes about 20 years to change a culture. And for 20 years, I think we did make dumb sexy. And now I think we're all done with that. Like, you go far enough to the North Pole, you end up south. And I think we've been there. We got the T-shirt. We're done. Like, we want to know how stuff really works now.
That's right.
And so commendations to you, because what you're doing is very courageous. Like, you're using, you could do something easier and just tell people what they want to hear and what they think they want to hear. And that's just really bowing down to depression. And our pain and our trauma, which is short-term gain but long-term loss. So what you're doing is much harder. When Oprah Winfrey came out and she was top of the mark in Chicago, then she went and did the national show and she went spiritual. Her ratings dipped, dived. She stayed with it. All of a sudden the audience realized she was real, clicked in, and she never came back from the heights. Just kept climbing, created her own level. And I'm honored to call her a friend now, and I think she's fantastic. And this kind of her high frequency is what I think you're bringing to the suites, the suites to the streets. I think it's what you're taking down to the streets, which is where we need it. I came from the streets. I grew up in the hood. I just wasn't of the hood. I grew up in Compton, California, South Central LA. My mom and dad, beautiful people. My second great grandfather was a slave. Second great grandmother and grandfather. Grandfather I know is George Young. He was actually in the black troops during the Emancipation Proclamation. He protected Memphis, which wasn't protecting him. My grandfather was a sharecropper. My dad was a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. My second great grandmother on my mother's side was a slave. She got her freedom. She owned her own little house. She had a boarder, which meant a renter. So she had no mortgage. Yeah, she went from slavery to owning her own house, had her own house, no mortgage, had a renter. So I got my hustle honest. My grandmother owned a shotgun shack in East St. Louis. My mother bought and sold 7 homes. I owned 700 until recently when I sold that company. And now I'm on to my next thing, which I'll tell you about in a moment. But I'm just role modeling, right, what I saw. My mother told me she loved me every day of my life. My dad showed me how to become a businessman. So it's yes, I am, and yes, I can. So my mom and dad, I didn't realize that they were my dad was financially illiterate. How was I supposed to know? You know, my dad was meeting a payroll out of the front door of our house, and it was all races of people. So I had no problem with white people. they work for my dad. The Latinos, the Asians, he was a construction company. They all work for my dad. So I was like, my dad's the man. The color's green. And what I didn't understand was my dad was hooked on hustle. And I now know the difference between a hustler and a businessman or a businesswoman is paperwork.
Wow. Yeah.
But I didn't realize that back then. There's a lot of stuff I've realized now that I didn't realize then that I witnessed. So we owned a gas station on Western, any of your listeners in LA, Western and Vernon, still there to this day. We owned an apartment building on Santa Barbara Boulevard, now Martin Luther King Boulevard. It's worth $8 million today. We bought it for $18,000. You can make the mortgage on 2 rents of the 8 units. We lived in the 3rd. We cash flowed the rest. He owned our own house. We owned a nursery business. They were hustlers, but my dad could make it but couldn't keep it. So the more money he made, the broker we got.
Wow.
He'd make $1.50. He'd make $1. He spent $1.50. He confused cash flow with profit. So contractor, he'd go bid a job to do somebody's concrete driveway. Well, the white dude who showed up in front of him bid $1,000 back in that day. So my dad would bid $800, but he hadn't done the calculations. Well, the reason the white dude bid $1,000 was he had 5 other jobs. He had concrete left over. He didn't have to pay for that. My dad had to go buy the concrete and all the materials. Well, his cost was $950. All right. So
going in debt.
So my dad just figured cash flow, and my mother was a great investor, great saver, and together they would have been amazing. My dad just thought she was fine. And again, I just keep picking these lessons up. Like, marriage is a business. Before it was ever spiritual. That was 3,000 years ago. 6,000 years ago, it was a business. These were 2 families who came together to protect their assets. 6,000 years ago, they didn't even live with each other. 5,000 years ago, they didn't even like each other. Right? It wasn't about like. In fact, families married. So anyway, I noticed that my mom was brilliant at saving, and she had saved $4,000 to send my brother to a college of his choice. My dad found the money, wasted it on one of his schemes. My mother was like, okay, enough. Like, because I was the youngest, my sister Monty, my brother Donnie. My brother was supposed to go to a college of his choice, become whoever he wanted to be. When my dad took the $4,000, my brother had to go to the Navy to get a 4-year education because we couldn't afford it anymore. Well, now that just determined his trajectory. My mother was like, okay, that's not happening to the other 2 of my kids. So she left. She bounced. Now, in California, community property state, she could have taken him for everything. She could have half. In fact, I think she would have got everything. But my mother left with a shirt on her back, as they would say.
Wow.
Left my dad with all those assets. Now, why do I say this? My dad lost everything. He lost the gas station. He lost the apartment building. He lost the house. Without my mother doing the books, he just couldn't put it together. And so I realized that in a relationship, like, a giver and a giver is exotic. Like, a giver and a taker is neurotic, and a taker is psychotic. And a lot of our relationships in our community are the last 2. And so this giver and a giver thing that my mother was trying to vibe on, my dad wasn't with it. And 2 + 2 in a relationship should equal 6 or 8 or 10. Should be multiplication, not addition. I learned that lesson. They got divorced. It was domestic abuse. Fast forward. I won't take you through the whole thing, but I witnessed 2 murders before I was 9. That was all about money. So by the time I was 9 years old, I saw my family net worth destroyed over money. My dad confused making a living with building a life. You make money during the day, you build wealth in your sleep. My mother, the guy who saved my life when I was 7, and then my best friend was murdered next to the drug dealer when I was 9. All of it about money. So when I was 9 years old, Tamika, I was really focused in Compton. How do I get out of the hood? I see all these brilliant people around me. Prison, probation, parole, death. There's nothing wrong with us. In fact, we are brilliant. The only color that includes every other color is black. Right? Like, we're brilliant. The first person to walk upright was a black person in the world. Everybody comes from black people. Like, that's not like a theory, that's science. So we are amazing. Why are we in this mess? And so I just started being nosy. I started looking around. God gives you 2 ears and 1 mouth. You listen twice as much as you talk.
That's what you told me.
I started being nosy. So I went to school one day, and this white guy showed up to teach financial literacy. He didn't want to be there. His Bank of America sent him there because of Community Reinvestment Act. And we didn't want him there. He didn't want to be there. He came in once a week for 6 weeks. First week, people were ignoring him. I'm trying to figure out why he's here. The second week, he had a nice suit on, had a nice car in the parking lot. It was legal. He had plates on it, tags, right? He had a nice Italian suit on. He wasn't a detective. The only person I saw who was white and wore the suit. It was a bad suit. It was a nice suit. So the second week, I raised my hand. You know, you're not so bad for a white dude. He's like, well, you know, you kids are not so bad for kids I don't know. You like run me and my nappy head, you know, knucklehead kids. So we built a little relationship. Third week, what do you do for a living? How'd you get rich legally? I was completely dead serious. He said, I'm a banker and I finance entrepreneurs. Pull up. I said, hold on, slow down. I never heard that word my entire life. My family bought a whole Encyclopedia Britannica set. You know, back in the day, if you had the show,
We had one.
yeah,
That's right.
if you were impressive, you're trying
Blue
to,
books. The blue
yeah,
books.
exactly. You had a whole wall. Nobody
That's
opened
right.
them,
That's right.
but it was an Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah.
So we had one. I'm like, what's an entrepreneur? He says, I'm a banker and I finance entrepreneurs. I said, I don't know what an entrepreneur is, but if it's legal and you're financing it, I'm going to be one.
Yeah.
So I went home, opened the dictionary, pulled it out, entrepreneur, French word. Build something, create value from nothing. I kept looking for the illegal part.
Ain't nothing legal.
No, it's all legal. This is what. So I went back to the next week. Excuse me. So your job was to lend poor people money? Well, I guess you put it that way. And all I have to do is prove I can pay it back? Yeah. And it's some kind of credit thing? Yes. And if I don't pay it back, I'm not going to get dead.
No.
And he laughed. He's like, well, why would I kill you? No, it's a ridiculous question. No. In my neighborhood,
Let's go to the loan shop.
you don't pay the money back to the wrong dude.
That's right.
First of all, you're indebted to him for life. I didn't realize that they didn't want you to pay the money back.
That's right.
Anyway,
It's still a debt, but it's a different kind of debt.
that's right. That's right.
Different type of debt.
Indebtedness.
Yes.
Indentured servitude.
Yeah.
So anyway, to answer your question, I got the lesson the hard way, but I got the learning the fast way. And when so I asked the first question, and then I asked the second question, which is, are there more bankers like you? He said, oh my God, there's got to be millions. There's 10,000 banks back then. I was like, and your job is to lend poor people money? Like that, my mind was blown. Like, why are we messing around with all this illegal stuff, right? Because as I was saying to you on the break, all a drug dealer is an illegal, unethical entrepreneur. He's not dumb and he's not stupid.
That's right.
It's what he doesn't know that he doesn't know, but he understands import, export, finance, marketing, wholesale, retail, customer service, security, logistics, payroll, right? So, and a gang leader is a frustrated union organizer. These are really brilliant people with a bad business plan.
Yeah.
So I wore a suit like him the next week.
That makes a lot of sense.
And that was it. I mean, I walked down the street and I saw the muffler shop was a business. The nail salon was a business. All of a sudden, I saw it's like the movie The Matrix, red pill, blue pill. I saw everything different, and I just got to be just really nosy about all these businesses, and I found one, and the rest is history, as they say.
I always say that, when you look at the drug dealers, quote unquote drug dealers from our era, you look at the Jay-Z's and the 50 Cents, and you just change the product and you see what they've done with the different products. So it's always been about, getting the opportunity.
My brother T.I., my brother Killer Mike.
Exactly.
These are friends of mine. I mean, they just changed the game. They
Leonard, Charlemagne, the
That's
God.
Charlotte. That's right. Look, Jay-Z's 444 album. That was a financial literacy album.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
exactly
That's
what it was.
amazing.
He said, "I'm giving you $1 million worth of game for $9.99."
That's right.
Right? And he said, you know, what's sexier than a strip club? Credit. Right?
That's right.
Now, you all here like Michael Eric Dyson. You know he know how to throw a quote from an album in the middle of a
Yeah,
sermon
that's his
and
thing.
have you
Oh,
like,
he'll give you
what?
the whole song.
Yeah,
He
he
gonna drop
will.
a whole Jay-Z song.
He's a good guy.
But we because we can go on and like I've been watching you for so long, and I'm just so enamored by the way that you simplify things, right? But the name of this topic we talk is called "It Ain't What It Supposed to Be,"
Right.
And there's a lot of people that post a lot of things online, and we have all of these.
To be. Oh, I just got that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So we have a lot of expert investors, and we have a lot of these people who sell illusions. And do you see a lot of people doing that right now? And tell us something that's an illusion that you see online that people are selling.
Everything you see online. I mean, we just need to knock it off. Like, look, 70. I like math because it doesn't have an opinion. That's a Melody Hobson quote. I like giving people credit where credit is due. It's her quote. I wear it out. Look, 76% of all luxury goods are bought by poor people. 76. When I heard the data, I couldn't process it. I'm like, no, this can't be true. It's not just poor working middle class people are striving. My point is it's not purchased by the wealthy. That's my point. When you go look at the Louis Vuitton store and look who's in line. During COVID and the lockdown, you saw the line. That was not wealthy people. It was us.
That's right.
Right? We're aspiring. You know, no difference why somebody wants a Coca-Cola or they want an iPhone, right? We got $2,000 iPhones and don't have $2 in our bank account. A lot of social media is the psychologist that we never got, the shrink that we never got, the healing we never got. And consumerism, if we're not careful today, it's a new colonizer. Because they got your attention. You got your algorithms. They've got your focus. And if you're not careful, they also got your money. And most things in balance are good things. Alcohol in balance will lower your blood pressure. Drugs in balance are prescribed. Sleep in balance is a great thing. Too much, and that's depression. You know, too much sleep is just not a good. Too much of anything is not a good thing. So we got these INGs that have taken over our lives because we're depressed. In my opinion, I think that most African Americans, I don't have a stat for this, I just believe it, are clinically undiagnosed depressed, and we don't want to deal with it. And we got a bunch of INGs: scrolling, shopping, drinking, drugging, sleeping, traveling, not dealing, not healing. Abusing, yeah. And it's all a distraction. But what better mechanism for somebody who's depressed than something with immediate gratification? Social media is immediate gratification. So if you have somebody on social media renting a life, which is what most folks are doing. They're renting a Ferrari. They're renting the just like the people who did the hip hop videos. People doing the hip hop videos don't own that mansion.
That's a fact.
They don't own the car. They're renting it for the shoot. So this is like a mini shoot, right? But only you getting shot. Now, if somebody is selling, I'm gonna make this as simple as I can. If somebody is telling you how to become wealthy by selling you books and tapes on becoming wealthy, that's the wrong teacher. Now, if somebody says, I'm a teacher, Ash Cash says, I'm a teacher. To the best of my knowledge, Earn Your Leisure says, I'm a teacher.
That's right.
To the best of my knowledge. I don't like, cool.
No, you're right about them.
Okay, they said, this, but if somebody is promoting Flash and all that stuff, telling you how to be wealthy, first of all, wealthy is quiet. Let's first of all differentiate getting rich from becoming wealthy. Rich is a contract. You can have a contract to be a postal worker. You have a contract to become an NFL player. You have a contract to be a recording artist. You have a contract to be a social influencer. It start date, end date, payments. By the way, it's W-2.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's giving you a check. You're cashing it. Now, let's put that aside. Wealth, you get in your sleep. You make money during the day. They call it making a living. Making a living through cash flow. Making a living through cash flow. Right? That's why I say, can I curse on this?
We curse all the
Money
time.
ain't shit. We over-index. I want to get this bag. I want to get this dollar. I want to get this cash. Who get the hell out of it? All it is a transfer of value. All money is a transfer of value. That's all it is. That's why you should have a barter system. And I'll give you this microphone. You give me that shirt. That's the way it was back in the day. So we over-index on that, but we don't understand at all that you actually build wealth in your sleep. So let's just focus now on what we all obsess on: making the money, getting that immediate gratification. If your outflow exceeds your inflow, then your overhead will be your downfall.
Oof.
So if you have a contract to be 70% of all NFL players, 70% approximately of all NBA players, bankrupt in 5 years after retirement, and divorced, right? 70%, I love this number, 70% of all lottery winners, bankrupt after 5 years.
Wow. I never knew that.
So if it's just about the money, which is all we're focusing on, then there should be no problem.
There should be no problem. It's about the mind.
It's about the mindset. All wealth other than sustenance, all poverty other than sustenance poverty, which is a roof over your head, food on the table, health care, decency, which everybody should have, public policy. All other forms of poverty
It's in the mind.
is mindset. What did they do to us with slavery? Messed up our mindset. We never healed.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because that brings me to another thought about Black folks and how we have learned to hoard, kind of. We've been taught that we need to do everything alone because you can't trust people. You can't trust your family. You can't trust your friends. You can't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Do you think in this climate, this economic climate that we're in, and this time period just in the Black experience, that we can work together? Have you seen that work where families come together and pool resources and start businesses? You talk about your parents, but I'm sure you have seen other models. And what do you think?
So there are 200 some odd ethnic groups in America. All but 3 do exactly what you just said. These are traumatized groups. Poor whites, just make this non-racial. There are more poor whites in America than poor anybody else. So people want to obsess on racism. Racism's real, but if racism was the only thing, there'd just be rich whites.
Right.
Hello? The rich whites not coming to get the poor whites. Right?
Right.
So poor whites, Native American Indians, who have the largest alcoholism rate in the country. Poor whites are dying of opioid addiction, amongst other things, which is depression. Number 1 group dying in America are high school educated white men and African Americans. Because unlike our Africa, I just came from Barbados earlier today, our African Caribbean brothers and sisters, different, same but different. Africans, same but different. They're doing what you're saying. Africans, African Caribbeans, Koreans, Vietnamese, Chinese, they're doing what you're saying. But African Americans, poor whites, and Native Americans were traumatized, intentionally, terrorized, messed with our self-esteem, If I don't like me, I'm not going to like you. If I don't feel good about me, how can I possibly feel good about you? If I don't love me, don't expect me to love you or respect you. If I don't have a purpose in my life, I'm going to make your life a living hell. Whatever goes around comes around, because hurt people hurt people. Right. So Black people, Black African Americans, have high confidence and low self-esteem. I'm generalizing, but I think it's reasonably accurate. What I mean by that, we're in the biggest economy in the world, $30 trillion. Everybody's trying to get to the U.S. We have kicked rear end and taken names. We've excelled from the bottom to the top in the biggest, most robust, most competitive. You're in New York City. You are in New York City, and I'm walking into this beautiful studio It's not the homeboy shopping network. It's not tore from the floor up. This is great. This is elegant. I wish you could see how professional this is. I'm so proud. You built this in the most competitive economy, the most competitive city in the world. You have an address. You have a door. You have office. You control your environment. This is amazing. That gives you high confidence. When you're competent, you're confident. Okay? But when you don't heal from your trauma, most people still have low self-esteem. So you can have high confidence and low self-esteem, which means I'm really, really smart, but I don't trust you. Because I don't really trust me.
I don't really trust me. That's the main thing.
Now, so an old Southern saying, no matter how much I love you, my son or my daughter, if I don't have wisdom, I can only give you my own ignorance. So out of love, we pass down bad habits from generation to generation. And we think, so we got to get out of this thing that just because I mean well, that means I'm doing well. No. Somebody can mean well and give you horrible advice.
Horrible advice.
That's why I say if you hang around 9 broke people, you're going to be the 10th.
Right.
Now, our African Caribbean brothers and sisters, our African brothers and sisters, they tend to have high self-esteem, low levels of confidence. Why? They got intact families. Mom and dad is at home. 70% of black families, the number again, 70% of black families run by a woman, which is beautiful, but you need the man at home.
That's right.
Somebody's got to tell that young man, hell no, sit your ass down.
Right.
If you don't sit down, I'm going to knock you down,
That's
right?
right.
I'm going to put you through school or put you through a wall. Which one do you want?
Right. And somebody has to show that daughter what it is to have a real man around.
There you go. So in Africa, in the Caribbean, Caribbean slavery was different. They didn't separate the mom and dad. They didn't sell off the kids. It was still horrible, but they kept the family structure intact. Then slavery ended, the repulsive kind, earlier there, and now you're an indentured servant essentially. But now you're seeing the mayor looks like you,
right.
The prime minister looks like you, the robber looks like you, the criminal looks like you. Your role models are all around you, and you have an intact family. You come here, just the opposite, right? So, and again, Africa's the same thing. So when they come here, they have low confidence, but they have high self-esteem. I'd rather have high self-esteem than high confidence. So it just takes them a minute to get their hands around the economy. You see the hotel. You see a couple of Ethiopians. Then they go they'll get a couple other boys. Hey, then all of a sudden everybody's in the front. In the front is Ethiopians, the doorman. Then all of a sudden it's Ethiopians doing the Uber. Then it's Ethiopians own the taxi and the car service. Now it's Ethiopians at the front desk. They got the posse, right? So, and then they're 5 in a house. Then they renting together, right? And now they buying a place together. Now, so they don't have the trust issues. They don't have the trauma
that we had,
that we never healed from. So that's a short version is there's nothing wrong with us. We are extraordinary. We've been doing so much with so little for so long, we can almost do anything with nothing. When the rules are published, this is Jesse Jackson's quote, give him credit, when the rules are published and the playing field is level, we kill it.
Every time.
The arts. Professional sports. I mean, it doesn't matter what sport it is, not just basketball, football, baseball. We've gone to tennis, kill it. Golf, kill it. F1 racing, Lewis Hamilton, who's the Michael Jordan of F1, kill it. Not good, the best. When the rules are published, playing field's level. The arts, sports, faith, politics.
Everywhere.
Hello? From slavery to the President of the United States of America. But no one ever taught us capitalism. No one ever taught us financial literacy.
We have to get out of here because we have this live thing that we're doing right after this.
Yeah,
and
no
we can
worries.
sit here
I'll
for
come
2
back.
hours. Oh yes,
I'll come back. But you cannot get to this unless you unpack this.
Yes, and
that's
the work.
I want to come back.
3-part series.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back though to something you use because I don't like not answering questions. You asked me about basically cash flow, whatever. What I'm saying is, so when your contract ends or your cash flow ends and your expenses continue, you go broke. That's really what I was trying to get to. That's why so many people go broke. Their financial literacy is a civil rights issue of this generation. It's as important as the right to vote was in the 1960s. We're in the third Reconstruction right now. It started with George Floyd's murder and COVID. To me, this is all God. And 2 years into every Reconstruction, this is a minor historian here. She knows this. You have pushback. Abraham Lincoln, right, promised us 40 acres, a mule, a bank, Freedmen's Bank, right to vote. He gets murdered. His vice president takes over. Southern segregationist reverses Reconstruction within 2 years. Pulls back the land. Nobody knows about this, right? It all starts unraveling. Fast forward to civil rights movement. Kennedy, Johnson, our honorary President King gets all this progress. He gets murdered in 68. Who comes next? Nixon.
That's right.
Pushback.
Well, yeah.
Backlash.
White women get the benefit of affirmative action. That's what happened. Obama triggers another guy. I won't name names. George Floyd's murder triggered a €4 social justice reckoning on Black America. $100 billion committed by the private sector to invest in us. In 2021, if you were Black and walking down the street insane, somebody gave you a check.
You sure did.
Okay.
I ain't gonna tell you no lie now.
By 2023, pushback.
That's right.
So I'm saying, don't be afraid. Don't be scared.
It's history.
Don't be scared.
Don't be distracted.
Come on, preach for us.
This is on schedule. Over it, around it, through it, get to it. Ignore the noise. I want you to buy a house. Number one way you build wealth in America is home ownership. I want to make boring sexy. It's not like we tried capitalism and free enterprise at scale and it didn't work. We've never tried it. I want you to have a 700 credit score. Half of black folks have a credit score below 620. You can't get a decent auto loan at 620. You can get a Mercedes, but it's going to be Mercedes payments. You can't get a decent home loan below 700 credit score. You can't get a small business loan. It's risky credit. So we think the bank is racist. No, the bank wants to make a good loan. Now, by the way, they might also be racist.
Right.
But if you go to the computer at midnight with a job and a 700 credit score and you want $30,000, the computer's going to say yes. I know because I've committed $4.5 billion of capital through banks to help our people at Operation Hope. I'm not selling wolf tickets. I'm telling you what I've done. So I've lived this. I've lived it personally, that you can do this legally, ethically, honestly, pay your taxes. And I'd rather mess with my mother than the IRS.
Oh God, don't we gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Because that's the
we gotta come back and have a 2-hour conversation. I appreciate because there's so many questions.
Oh, it's so much more to talk about.
But we want to appreciate. I want to say I appreciate you, man. The way that you break down financial literacy and just make it simple and actually it's just so clear, you know. And you're very relatable. And you have a real spirit. Like I'm very good on spirits and energy, and you have a beautiful energy and a beautiful spirit.
Do you.
So I appreciate it.
We're not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. The reason I vibe on her is that she's just such an authentic human being, right? I liked her from day one. So I just want the audience to know as we wrap this up that they can do this, right? PhDs are good, PhDs are better. Half this deal is just showing up. Just show up. And it's just repetitiveness. When I first started, I had bad debt on good ideas. Then I ultimately ended up having good debt on good ideas. Nobody ever succeeded. No billionaire, no city, no nothing has ever succeeded without good debt. So we shouldn't be trying to have no debt. You just don't finance jewelry, don't finance tennis shoes, don't finance sports tickets. That's stupid stuff. That depreciates. You want something that appreciates.
Guns and butter.
So I can take a butter knife. I could butter some bread for you and feed you. Or I can take a butter knife and sharpen it and cut your throat.
That's right.
Intention matters. So we got to get our business plan right. There's nothing wrong with us. And I think that if we decide, I'm going to say something very controversial here, to have a Black Jewish business plan, we'll kill it.
That sounds like a plan.
Well, John Hope Bryant is my brother, y'all.
Yes.
And a friend to the show. Obviously, y'all are going to say this was too short. So he's got to come back.
Got to.
We've got to do this again. I'm told you back in a few weeks.
I come to New York every 15 days.
We need you to come back.
Yeah.
You've got to come back and talk about the business plan for Black America because that is clearly important. And I think you're right that financial literacy is going to be, or is, the civil rights issue of our time. It doesn't mean that we can't work on and fight other lanes and areas, but we've got to learn how to make our money work for us. So,
we can be bilingual.
Yeah.
Two things can be true at the same time.
And that's exactly what
You're
it's gonna
doing
be.
it.
I'm trying.
Civil rights and silver rights.
And silver
From the
rights.
streets to the suites.
That's right. Thank you for joining us, John Hope
Appreciate
Bryant.
I'm out.
Thank you for coming to the TMI show.
That was an excellent interview, man. John Hope Bryant is an amazing guest. His level of intellect, he broke it down so simple. He was like, a drug dealer understands marketing and promotion. He understands import and export. He understands money. He understands all those things. So if you just change the product, he can be successful in every arena. And I've always said that about people. I said, when you look at people like Jay-Z, who came from the streets and they utilized the same skill set, but they just changed the product that they were selling to be able to be successful. And he broke it down in the same way. So that was the first thing that made me a fan of his. And just having this interview and how he broke it down and, and talked about America and what we need to do and how, as Black people, what it is that we need to be doing to excel was just amazing. I can't wait for part 2 of this interview.
Absolutely. There will be a part 2 for sure.
So that brings me to my I don't get it. It's not about money per se. But I have a question. I was in a club a couple weeks ago, not going to say where I was, whatever, but I was there having a good time in the VIP section. And what I start to notice is that usually when I used to go out in the club, we have VIP section, it'd be about 3 or 4 of us, 5 or 6, whatever it is, me and my mans, but we wanted girls to be in this section. We wanted, we bought drinks so that girls could have a couple of drinks and that we were interacting with different people. And that's no longer the culture. You go to the VIP section now, it's a million men all on each other's backs, trying to get all the liquor. They're not even trying to share with the girl. They're not even looking at the girls. They so interested in whatever celebrity or whatever person is supposed to be famous is there that they not even want to interact. Even if you're not even trying to get girls, you should want feminine energy around you because that's what the club is. You want to interact, right? You want to see pretty girls, but even if you don't have any interest in doing anything, you want to surround yourself by pretty girls and you want them to drink. You want them to say they had a good time. That's just the nature of the club was for us. It's no longer that. It's a million dudes looking like sardines in a section, trying to get the drinks. They're not even offering the girls nothing to drink. They want to be next to the star. They're on the star's back. The security guards is all over you. They pushing. It's just, I don't understand. I really just don't get how y'all find that to be fun. Like, I was incarcerated, so I was around a bunch of, I never wanted to be around a bunch of men. I used to, try to seclude myself. I was either in my cell, my bunk by myself. I go to the yard. I had 3 or 4 friends that hang out, but I could not wait to go home, so I didn't have to be surrounded by a bunch of men. So when I'm watching VIP sections in these clubs, and these people look like sardines, and you on the artist back to where the security guard got to push you, and everybody trying to cut the camera out, and you just so engulfed in trying to get pictures with other men. It's just very strange to me. I'm going
to give you a perspective.
Please give me a perspective.
First of all, I think clout chasing is at the all-time high. Like, everybody wants the viral moment, the picture, the video. So I'm going to give you that. I'm going to say that first, is that clout chasing is real. But I will also say another thing that I know you never thought of. And this is going to be a good one. The age group matters, because I think that the young guys are still out with the girls, having a good time, entertaining the females. I think that the problem is that At 50, which you're 50, and I'm 45 going towards 50, your ass best not be in no club. If you're a man of a certain age that's married or have a girlfriend, you know you can't get caught on camera talking about you was in there giving no females no liquor and partying and the girls was shaking and jumping all over you. So these men probably be like, I don't even want these women around me because this lady that's at home with this
Then what
bonnet
are you going to the club
in her
for?
head, she ain't with it.
Well, you shouldn't really be in it because my thing is this: even if that's your situation, I don't need to be up on another man, right? I'm gonna go to the club. If we go in the club, my man is over here. I'm gonna chill over here. I'm got my drink. I don't need to be bunched in to a VIP section with 200 niggas in there where only 50, and everybody just trying to get around whoever is the
They
so-called
can't
celebrity.
bring no girl with them to the
But you
club.
don't have to bring the girl with you to the club, right? There's nothing wrong with having a conversation. There's nothing wrong with
There's
the
something wrong.
atmosphere.
Some people don't want their man to have a
But
conversation.
then don't go to the club. You
But
if
they
you
might be there for a particular
but
event.
what I'm trying to tell you, if you there for the reason to be on the back of the celebrity to where you bunched up and it's for y'all and you like this and you can't move, you can barely get the drink that you got to go all in. I don't understand how you enjoying yourself in that arena. Like that atmosphere is not for me. It's not, it made me so, I was there when I seen it happen. I was gone within 10 minutes. It's like I don't even understand how that is something that's conducive. Like, how are y'all enjoying that? Where's the level of enjoyment that comes with that? So, I just don't get it. And maybe it is. Maybe, like you said, maybe that's the philosophy, but I'm just saying, for me, if you can't go to the club and be independent, get you a drink, move over here, let the celebrity rock, do his thing, you know, without you needing to be bombed because you want to be in every viral picture and this I was there with like that shit to me is just like I don't understand it. I just no, I never wanted to be that close to a man. I just don't. I just don't. If you ain't my man and we cool and we just vibing, boom, boom, me just trying to be next to you because the camera might be there and I need a picture. I just don't understand it. It's just a new era, a new mind state. I'm not saying because you said it might be the older people, so it might not be the era, but it's a new mind state that the old era got. You know what I'm saying? But they
It's
said, but
because
I hear a lot
they
of
are
women
in
saying,
relationships and
but
they
I hear a
know
lot of young women saying that the young dudes is doing the same thing.
I don't
They
know.
saying they got sections full of dudes, man. But hey, I don't know. I'm just trying to say what I peeped in two situations, and I was like, damn, I don't know if that's okay for me, but to each his own, I guess.
No problem. I'm
No,
just telling you, it's funny because I hear people saying this all the time.
it's
And
weird.
I ain't going,
And
so it
women be
don't matter.
pointing out online. They be like, yo, they knocking us down to get to these celebrities. Like they pushing us, they elbowing us, they throwing us to the ground just to get to the male celebrity. The men is doing that to us. And I'm like, damn, that's a weird thing that's going on, man. So, I guess it is what it is. If that's your thing, that's how you party, then enjoy yourself. Look, I'm not here for judgment. I just don't understand it. So maybe if one of y'all want to explain it to me, what is the mind state that comes with it? I'm open to listen. I just truly don't get it. And with that said, we come to the end of another episode of TMI. Please make sure you continue to let us know what you love, let us know what you hate. Hit us up, DM us, let us know any interviews you want, who you want us to interview, what you want us to talk about. We are open for all of those suggestions. Thank you for making us the #1 podcast in the world. We know that and we appreciate you. I'm not gonna always be
Please.
right. Mrs. Tamika D. Mallory is not
I'm
going to
not
always
Mrs. Don't get it twisted.
Madam,
Yeah, because
Tamika D.
Mrs.
Mallory is
Don't
not
be
going to
putting
always be
stuff on
wrong.
people that blocks their blessings. Let the
Lord
flow
have
of
mercy.
the blessings come to me.
Madam, Miss Tamika D.
That's
Mallory is
right.
not going to always be wrong, but we will both always, and I mean always, be authentic.
Peace.
That's how we own it.